So before Trench, that's probably the clearest picture we've ever gotten of Blurryface in show production, aside from Tyler himself. Now, through exposure and over time, we all pretty much know that the color red and the pitch down voice, that's Blurryface. But let's root those things in something more concrete.
And so this record, it's not really I wouldn't call it a concept record, but it does have a common thread running throughout where it's really trying to address this guy and trying to defeat this guy. And you know, I kind of came up with a backstory to him and a name and what he's like. And one of the ways that he himself manifests in the record is kind of that pitch down vocal effect, which is truly my voice just kind of run through a certain processor or whatever. But that's one of the many ways that I kind of have him show up in the record.
Okay, so check. Blurryface is a pitch down voice. And next, this article from All Press 2015. The more I got to know the character Blurryface, the more I realized that the color blue was not a part of who he was. And because of that, red represents him on this record. Okay, check. Red is Blurryface.
How far are you into a Wikipedia wormhole when you come across that? Because I've never heard of this group or any of this.
No, they named their group after Nicholas Bourbaki.
But there is no Nicholas Bourbaki, right?
They named their group after Blurryface.
Okay, got it. So Blurryface is Nico, Nicholas Bourbaki, who is the bishop. All the same. Now look at this clip. Here Tyler is saying the name Nico, and it's matched with red light, but there is no deep voice. So that tells us the deep voice doesn't have to be present to establish that relationship. And lastly, as we saw in the last video, the red light in Jumpsuit punctuates the bishop's actions. So there doesn't even necessarily need to be a voice for Blurryface's presence to be made known. But just to start out with, and because Twitter has time limits for videos, for the rest of this one, what I'm going to show you is every instance from 2015 to present of the red light plus a deep voice, well, not always a deep voice, being used to highlight a specific lyric. I doubt anything in here is going to surprise you, but what it can do is give us a cohesive view of the kind of things that Blurryface says.
fourth one's out.
because that last one was like 3/29ths of a second. Here it is as a still frame, because they're like that. Alright, so that's 11 songs across 4 years that use this technique of red flashing light to indicate the presence of blurryface as part of the narrative using production. So you've probably noticed a few things, like those first few songs predate blurryface. So in a way it seems like this concept is being projected back in time onto those existing ideas. There are 9 more songs that use the color red in a different way, and maybe some other colors that are subject to this process. And some of those things are what we're going to talk about in the next video.